the border zone 1494 2AY. And joining us now from Wodonga TAFE, we've got the Chief Operating Officer Les Burr. How are you?
Good morning, Sandra. Very well, thank you.
It's nice to see you, and it's nice to see you in here with such great news.
It's brilliant news for all of Victorian TAFEs and for Wodonga TAFE in particular, which is the new announcements just last week by our Minister Herbert that really guarantees funding for TAFEs for the next 3 or 4 years, and certainly is a relaunch, if you like, of TAFE in Victoria.
Now, the reason that it's terrific is obviously because there's a lot of confidence in what TAFE provides.
Yeah, so TAFE is now described as the trusted partner of government in training provision throughout Victoria. And the government will be looking to TAFE, amongst lots of other things, of being the provider of choice for it in its big infrastructure projects. So whether that's the removal of level crossings and so on, the rollout of the NDIS. In those big projects, the government wants a go-to trainer, and that will be Victorian TAFE in the future.
Now, over the course of these chats that we've been having with Wodonga TAFE, we've certainly learnt that, there's just so many services that you guys provide.
And we're lucky that this funding provides extra funding for us in the areas that TAFE does so well, which is in the individual work with students and learners and industry, so that we're able to support people coming to us from whatever their background, and look at individual training programs for them to discuss their futures, to take them where people want to go, rather than trying to fit them into an existing course and tell them what it is that they're going to do.
Yeah, if people are interested, obviously they can pop into TAFE in Wodonga and find out more, and or go to the website as well, of course. We always push people onto the website because that's a good way to get a bit of info.
Yeah, I was kind of reminded of that song that was, 20 ways to find your TAFE or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And I started adding them up, but the website is obviously the one to go to at Wodonga TAFE. But if people are in Wodonga, then our Skills and Jobs Centre is a walk-in service near the Cube, or people can ring and make appointments. And that service provides all sorts of free workshops and individual programs for students and learners and mature age learners, right through from looking at your CV, how might you address a job application, through to interview techniques, careers advice. And it's not only for Wodonga TAFE, that service, it's for all of our educational providers in Albury Wodonga.
Yeah, that's terrific. Now, along with the funding, terrific news there, but also you had some more news that you wanted to pass on to us.
Last week, the Victorian State Training Awards were performed, and as you know, Wodonga TAFE was Victorian Training Provider of the Year last year. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of a bit of a bittersweet occasion. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to be Large Training Provider of the Year the next year because we're part of the judging panel for the following year. But it was fantastic to see those learners that have achieved so much and become state nominees and then go on to the Australian finals. So last year we were runner-up in the Australian finals, and I'm sure that this year the Victorian Training Provider of the Year is Box Hill TAFE, who are a fabulous TAFE down in Melbourne, and I'm sure they'll give the Australian title a really good shot this year.
Yeah, and then once you've had that year break, then it'll be back to us, right?
That's a plan.
Oh, well, great to catch up with you. Thank you so much for passing on the details, and congratulations on the funding. It really is terrific news from Wodonga TAFE. Les Burr, thank you.
Thanks, Sandra.